Hi Sam. I'm excited to see you again. Today, we're learning the word
eng,
Hi Alex.
eng,
What does that mean?
eng,
means narrow or tight in English. It can describe a small space or something that fits closely. The most common meaning is narrow, but be careful. In English, eng might make you think of engaged, which is a false friend.
That's interesting. Is
eng,
used for nouns or verbs.
Good question.
eng,
Is actually an adjective. So, it doesn't have a gender like nouns do, but I can tell you about its comparative and superlative forms. The comparative is,
enger,
and the superlative is.
am engsten.
For example, you can say,
Das Zimmer ist enger als das andere.
which means the room is narrower than the other one.
I see. Can you give me examples in different tenses?
Sure. Since it's an adjective, we can use it in sentences. For instance, in the present tense, you might say,
Diese Straße ist eng.
meaning the street is narrow. In the past tense, you could say,
Die Straße war eng.
which means the street was narrow. And if you wanted to say it in the perfect tense, you would say,
Die Straße ist eng gewesen.
which means the street has been narrow.
That makes sense. Where does the word
eng,
come from?
Eng.
Comes from Old High German, where it meant narrow or tight. Over time, the meaning has remained quite similar. It's fascinating how some words stay close to their original meanings throughout history.
That really is fascinating. Can we break it down further?
Absolutely. The word
Eng.
itself isn't a compound, so we can't split it into parts. However, you can think of it as coming from a base meaning that describes closeness or tightness. Imagine a narrow path in the woods. That's a good way to visualize.
Eng.
Got it. Are there similar words in German?
Yes. Here are a few examples. First, there's,
Engen.
which means to narrow. Then we have,
Engagieren.
meaning to engage. You might also find words like,
Engpass.
which means bottleneck, and,
Engel.
meaning angel.
Wow, that's a lot.
And we can also look at some related words,
Engstirnig.
which means narrow-minded, and,
Engagiert.
meaning committed. Each of these shares the root,
Eng.
for tight or narrow.
That's really helpful. Can you give me some situations where I might use?
땡,
Of course. Imagine you're at a crowded concert. You could say,
Es ist hier eng.
which means it is tight here. Another situation could be when you're trying on clothes, saying,
Diese Hose ist eng.
which means these pants are tight. Lastly, if you're talking about a project with a tight deadline, you could say,
Wir haben einen engen Zeitplan.
meaning we have a tight schedule.
Let me try.
es ist hier eng.
How did I do?
Perfect. Now, how about a sentence about the pants?
Okay.
Diese Jacke ist eng.
Nice try. Just remember, it's
Diese Hose ist eng.
since pants is.
Hose.
Thanks for correcting me. Any tips to remember that?
Hose,
Is feminine.
Sure. The ending often indicates a feminine noun in German, like.
Hose.
You can also picture a pair of pants hugging tightly around the legs, which helps you remember.
Eng.
And
Hose.
together.
That's a good image. Are there any common phrases with?
땡,
Yes. You might hear.
Eng zusammenarbeiten.
Meaning to work closely together, or
Eng befreundet sein.
meaning to be close friends. Another common phrase is,
Eng verbunden.
which means closely connected.
Those are useful. What about words that are similar but different?
Great question. Sometimes people mix up
Eng.
with,
Lang.
which means long. Also, be careful with,
Eng.
and,
Weit.
which means wide or broad. They are opposites.
Thanks for the heads up. Can you quiz me a bit on what we've learned?
Sure. First question, what does
Eng.
mean?
It means narrow or tight.
Correct. Second question, what's the comparative form of?
Eng.
Is it?
enge,
Yes. Third question, can you give me a past tense sentence with?
Eng.
die Straße war eng.
Exactly. You're doing great. Fourth question, where does
Eng.
come from?
Old High German.
Right again. Last question, what's a word that means the opposite of?
Eng.
That's.
Weit.
Fantastic job, Sam. You've done really well today. To summarize, we learned that
Eng.
means narrow or tight, it's an adjective, and we explored its history and usage.
Thanks, Alex. I feel more confident using
땡,
now.
I'm glad to hear that. Keep practicing, and we'll learn more exciting words next time.